Hey guys, it's your girl Eve with True Crime with EVP. How are you guys doing? If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. Awesome. I see a 1 from Nancy. Let's see who's here. Hey Heather, Miss Rubug, Izzy. Got Miss Dope Soul, my girl. Burn that virtual sage for Eve. Yes, ma'am. You know, a lot of times when I go over any case that's near and dear to me, I get choked up, not like because I'm sad, but because it's like someone doesn't want me to say something. It's weird. It's one of those kind of spiritual things. Hey, Mr. Eve, Dory, Brooklyn, Lauren, glad you can make it. Dory, FDO, Tim Mullen. I love it. Awesome. Okay, Heather, Mod, if you could still hear me, put 2, as I changed my little settings here, and I don't know what I did. Not sure what I did, but I hope you can still hear me. Okay, great. Awesome, guys. So, of course, we are here to speak on missing Michael Vaughan from Fruitland, Idaho. He was 5 when he went missing. He is 6 now. And on July 27, 2021, it will be a whole year that he has been missing. And so, like I said in the video that I made earlier, every day at 2 p.m. Central, I'm going to be going over his case until 7/27. And then we're going to see if there's any new updates or any information from law enforcement. Hopefully, we'll get some kind of answers or some kind of update where there's some hope that they're closer to finding him. I really hope that's the case. It's really heartbreaking to know that it's taken this long. And that's why we're here, I think. You know, I think Summer's case is taken full front and center, and that's great. Her case is horrific. The parents are horrific. But there's a lot that we can learn and take from Summer's case and apply it to Michael's. And what I mean by that is look at it from a more objective stance, because a lot of people want Michael's case to be the feel-good case. You know what I mean? And so, having said that, let's get started. Give me just a second and let me get some things together. The first thing that I want to do is just kind of go over the basics for people who are new to the case, who has come over from JLR and Harsh, that are new, so that we can kind of get that out of the way, because there's so many questions that people have, or they're so confused, or they're way too far behind and they feel overwhelmed, and I don't want you to do that. We are going to open up a live panel to call in or join the link and ask some questions that you're either confused on or unsure of. So give me just a second. watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Just want to make sure you guys could hear that. I hope you could. Let me know in the chat if you could hear that. Oh, Dope Soul, thank you so much for the super chat. 1 year too long, Michael Vaughan. That's right. Thank you so much. Hey, Ashley. Did you guys hear that? This video? That? I just want to make sure it's working. I'm very, very new to StreamYard. Well, I'm not new, but I still haven't did what I was supposed to do. And learn. Hey everyone, good to see you. Heather says, I'm stuck homesick, so available for a while. You hear background music? Oh, hold on. That was my bad. Cool. All right, what about this? Because I want to make sure that the next 6 days of me going live is smooth. There's going to be some timeline videos that we are going to go through. And then as we get closer to the end of the 6 days or 7 days of lives, we're really going to get some input from people. I really want people to come on and let me know. All right, guys, let's play this and I'll be right back. All right, so basically, I wanted to put that out there for people who were just coming in because I'm going to trim this video. Michael Vaughan, again, was 5 years old and went missing near his home on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland, Idaho. He is now 6 years old as of June 24th. And again, July 27th of this year will be 1 year too long that he's been missing. Now, I wanted to kind of go over a lot of people in the chat who have seen this and heard the information so many times. I understand it's like, but because we have so many new people coming in, I would really like for them to understand exactly what went down. So we're just really quickly going to go over news videos from that day and the day after, and then the press conferences, and then open up the panel. I do want to kind of go through exactly who is who, and we'll do that here in just a second. So has anybody just come into Michael Vaughan's case who's in the chat, who's new, who actually just jumped on because of either JLR or Bullhorn Betty or anyone else for that matter? If you're new to the case, let me know in the chat. Hi, Guidance. Hey, Jeet Girl. Just let me know so that I can kind of clear up anything that you have questions on. All right. Having said that, I'll wait for some people to answer. I do have a whole playlist if you want to do this on your own after this live. I'll show you where it is, and I'll put it in the chat too, so that you can watch them. They're really informative, and I think it's going to help you piece together things as we go along, because again, this case is so similar, as I've been saying in my videos. It really is similar in the sense of Summer Wells' case, because of the insane amount of information, confliction, lack of law enforcement, and saying anything, any updates. So you'd be surprised how close the two cases are in a sense of what happened that day, and the lack of information, the weirdness. All right. Let me get that link for you guys. Playlist. I have a lot of playlists. I have some for Rose Bly, Justice for Victims, that I've covered over time. You can also check that out as well. Copy, paste. All right, I found it. Sorry, guys. Put it in the chat. I'll pin it. There it is. There's my playlist. So that has all of Michael Vaughan's videos that I've done since, I believe, January or February. So it's very informative. All right. I don't see anybody having any questions so far. Just make sure she drinks her water. I'm trying. I chew ice all day. That's kind of my thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over this article, or videos rather, of July 27th and then the 28th.
Back to our
All right, let's do this.
continuing coverage of this missing boy in Fruitland. The search continues this morning for 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. He was reported missing Tuesday night around 6:30 near Southwest 9th Street and South Arizona Avenue in Fruitland.
Today's search, and they're asking for the community's help now, comes after a full day of searching yesterday from the air, on the ground with K9s. People from multiple agencies went door to door yesterday. They talked to neighbors, they searched fields, searched yards, and all in hopes of finding this little boy. Neighbors say they learned about the 5-year-old's disappearance around 7:30 on Tuesday night. They say Michael is a happy kid who lived in this neighborhood with his parents and his grandfather. Cynthia Walker lives in the neighborhood. She was walking her dog as the search was happening.
At 5 years old, I don't know that he would wander too far without one of us seeing him by now. There are volunteers.
I really wanted to pinpoint that out really quickly. And Tiffany, thank you. Yeah, baby Eve has got a little tummy bug, and I think I do too. We're gonna trek on. But baby Eve needs to get some rest. But I really, this stood out to me. One of the neighbors, because you don't hear a lot about the neighbors, and that's kind of one of the things we're going to talk about, I think, on day 3 or 4, day 3. And let's see what she says again. This is very important.
At 5 years old, I don't know that he would wander too far without one of us seeing him by now. There are volunteers, many volunteers out searching, scanning the fields, and we just want to have Michael back. We want him home safe. We're just praying for the family, praying for Michael.
A code red is in effect for Michael right now. He is considered an endangered missing person. And obviously, we all have very high hopes that we find Michael today. Help to find him has come from all around our region, including Idaho State Police. Fruitland Police are now asking everyone who lives there to please search around your homes. And they want people to search their crawl spaces, their sheds, trailers, vehicles, anywhere that a boy could be hiding or even stuck right now. Again, this is a photo of Michael, blonde hair, blue eyes, about 3'7", last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt, dark blue briefs. If you know where this boy is, call 911 or the Payette County Sheriff's Office. And once again, the Fruitland Police Department is coordinating a citizen search this morning. So many of you have reached out to me and asked me if you can help. This is your moment. It will start in the southern parking lot of Fruitland High School at 9 a.m. They'll be searching between 9 and 1 p.m. with the public today. This is an organized, coordinated search with authorities. So please go to Fruitland High School to begin that search. Doug?
All right. So from what we know, there has been a lot of extensive searches. I will say that I believe it. I do believe that they used very high tech, drones and things like that. I don't know about the river searches. I think that it was very fast that day. The river was going very fast that day. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of thrown off about. Anyway, I do believe searches have been extensive up until a point. Now, you guys, I don't know if you know, but I am a ground searcher for EquiSearch in Texas, but I have searched in other states. And I will say that sometimes it does take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times to find something. And sometimes that could be years later, whether that be a little ring or a piece of jewelry or a sock or shoe or shoelace, whatever it may be. Sometimes, depending on the weather, it makes it hard. So it's very weird to me that the searches have kind of stopped. But we'll get to why I believe that is. All right. So let's go into the press conferences of Tyler and Brandy. You're going to see Brandy's sister. Okay. She's the one with green hair. All right. You're going to see Chief J.D. Huff of Fruitland and kind of explain those searches and what they've done. I'm going to pause it because I'm going to let you know, like, there's been a change or an update. And so when I do that and we get through these press releases, I'm going to go to the latest one that we have and show you kind of what they removed, what they've added, which isn't much, but it's telling. All right. So this press conference is July, I believe, 30th or 31st. I believe 31st. I'll double check. So you see here on the very far left, that's Brandy's sister,
Okay,
then Brandy, then Tyler, then J.D. Huff, and then law enforcement behind him.
I'm the chief of police for the city of Fruitland, and I just want to start out by saying thank you for attending today. This is this thing is monumental, and it's super important that we have you guys here helping us out, getting some words out here today. So I want to start this off by introducing some of my counterparts here, some of my partners that are helping me with this. I'll start out with Special Agent Brian Sullivan with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Captain Matt Sly with the Idaho State Police. I've got Chief John Plaza with the Payette Police Department, Brian Marinelli with the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team, and I've got the family of Michael Joseph Vaughan here, Brandy and Tyler and Brandy's sister here today with us. So I'm going to read my press release to you, and then I'll stand by for a few questions for you once we complete this, okay? Today, the Fruitland Police Department, in conjunction with the state police, multiple Treasure Valley law enforcement agencies, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we continue to search for missing and endangered 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan, MJ to his family and friends. Michael was last seen near his residence on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland at approximately 6:30 p.m. on July 27th, 2021. Operations to date include the methodical search of the area near Michael's residence, which included 2 irrigation runoff ditches, which were drained by the Fruitland Public Works Department in an extensive search and rescue effort, including the use of canines, aerial, and marine and land support. Idaho Fish and Game officers are continuing to search the river by boat 4 to 5 miles downriver and back up, and in the sloughs of the Snake River as well. The Fruitland Police Department will continue to organize search and rescue operations with resources provided by the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and others. We've received a tremendous amount of support from the Fruitland community and will continue to call upon them, but as needed. We're continuing to seek the public's assistance to identify individuals who are in the area of Southwest 8th, Southwest 9th, and Cornwall Way in Fruitland from 6:30 and 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday, July 27, 2021. If you were in that area or you know someone who was, please contact us at 208-642-6006.
All right, so I wanted to say something about that. So let's go back and hear where he was seen last.
15 p.m. on Tuesday, July 20. Assistance to identify individuals who are in the area of Southwest 8th, Southwest 9th, and Cornwall Way in Fruitland from 6:30 and 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday, July 27, 2021. If you were in that area or you know someone.
The reason why that's important is because that Cornwall Way, there was a call the day before about a suspicious man who had a pacifier in his mouth. He was mentally ill. We do know who he is, and it's irrelevant at this point, but I wanted to say that the Cornwall Way is a huge key, in my opinion, to keep in mind when we're going through Michael Vaughan's case, okay? There has been a lot of details that was recorded when Tyler actually did speak. And I believe he felt like he was speaking, because he was asked a question to the girl that recorded the information. And again, these recordings that you're going to hear were from a really, really devout supporter of Brandy and Tyler who got really close to them and really just wanted to help. And she felt like, people were attacking them for Michael's disappearance and really wanted to help. And it just so happened that because of such mass amounts of inconsistencies and pure lies and the behavior of Brandy Neal, she decided that it was really time to take action. I don't fault her for that. I will never say anything ill about that. I think that it's smart. I think that that's probably the key in a lot of these missing children's cases where there's no timeline, where you don't have any clues and law enforcement is not saying anything. So I really want people to understand that. Hell, I wouldn't blame someone doing that to me if I couldn't keep my story straight, which is how I feel. So having said that, let's continue with this press conference.
Someone who was, please contact us at 208-642-6006, extension 0. That's the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and again, a tip line. Even if you don't believe that you have something that's relevant or relevant information to this case, we want you to contact us so we can recreate a complete picture of the time that Michael was last seen. Every minute counts in these investigations when searching for a missing child, and we appreciate the public's support and cooperation as we continue the search for Michael.
So I forgot to turn on my camera, guys. Hi, sorry. I was just sitting here like living my life. So I think that that's kind of an important thing that he said. J.D. Huff said that he needs help figuring out the timeline of that day up leading to Michael's disappearance. They're going to say this again in March of 2022, and I'll show you that. But that's what they really need is witnesses that can say, hey, what happened leading up to his disappearance? And honestly, the only people that are going to really know that are the people that were in the home with Michael that day, or people who were in the neighborhood, cars driving, maybe CCTV footage. And so you have to keep in mind that if they still are having issues with this timeline and nobody saw Michael actually get into a vehicle and leave, or whatever the case may be, you have to keep in mind, why is that? What is the problem here that you specifically need details on? We don't know. Or not specific, just from 3 to 4, 2 to 3. You don't get those kind of specific questions that law enforcement needs. And I think, in my opinion, it's because they know exactly who knows and they know exactly who isn't speaking about it. So maybe someone told somebody in confidence or in passing or whatever, something that they might need to know. And that's what law enforcement, in my opinion, is asking for. So if there's anybody in the community of Fruitland or in Fayette County or in Ontario, Oregon, whoever, I don't care where you're really from, but if you know something or saw something that day, please, please, please let law enforcement know now. You might just know something. Think about July 27th of 2021. All right.
If you live in the immediate area, please thoroughly search your property to include any outbuildings, vehicles, anything that a 5-year-old kid could get into. We also ask that you review any security camera footage that you may have that may be attached to your house. Video is extremely important to us in these circumstances and these investigations. We're also very grateful for the public's assistance in following up on each lead. We are vigorously following up on each lead that we're getting in. So I want to make it clear that as your tips are coming in, they're not falling on deaf ears. The community knows because they see us out here every single day, pounding the pavement, pounding these rural areas. We are working. We're committed to finding Michael, and we're not going to leave any stones unturned. So you need to understand that the investigation of this child we're using every resource, and it's very intense. We ask that the community only report information from credible sources to law enforcement. And as we know that if we're just coming up with speculation, it causes rumors, and we'd like to have factual information. So please help us out that way so we can chase down factual leads. We also want to emphasize that Michael's family continues to be 100% cooperative with our investigation, and we're asking you to be extremely respectful of their privacy during this situation, and we would appreciate that. Super difficult time, as you would know. So Michael was last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft t-shirt over here on my left, dark blue boxer briefs, a child size 11 sandal, and he stands 3'7" tall. He's 50 pounds. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and he answers to the nickname Monkey. If you see Michael, have any information that would lead us to his whereabouts or his location, please call the Payette County Sheriff's Office at 208-642-6006, extension 0. So we just want to extend our appreciation to our community. We thank you for your continued support and the media. And with that, I'll stand for a few questions.
So I was out here the past few days. There's a lot of people driving out here wanting to help, but they weren't really sure. There was some organized stuff, but just what do you want people to do who are wanting to help you guys out? Do you want them to stay out of your way? Is there things that they can do to help support, or kind of what direction you want to get people who want to lend a hand?
Okay, thank you. That's a great question, and we've been getting that quite a bit. I would tell you that where we certainly appreciate the public's wanting to help us, you know, we've evaluated that several times, and it can become a little problematic for us. So what we're asking the public to do at this point is to search their residences and their homes. You never know. We got a 5-year-old kid out there. You know, he can wander in and out of places super easy, into people's backyards. Any place that he could be on a larger piece of property, that's what we're asking the public to do. We have trained professional search teams with search canines that are certified, and we're in these areas that we have been for the last 3 days now. So we're asking for the public to stay out of those areas and let us search those with these certified search teams. They're professionals, they know what they're looking for. A lot of times when we recruit civilian help, they miss things. And so where we have such an intense and such an important goal to accomplish, we don't want to miss a thing. We need to cover those pieces of ground inch by inch with trained searchers who know what they're looking for. And they have canines that accompany them that are trained and certified as well. So
He
we're
is
just asking
shaking.
the public to help us out that way.
She
Let
is
us work through this
stout.
with trained
He is
professionals.
shaking.
At the end of this, if we still find nothing, we may recruit the public's help in another mass area search down the road. But that'll be down the road, and that is an as-needed event. Okay? Thank you. Corey.
I'm sorry. What credible leads have you gotten so far since the last time we spoke?
Corey, thank you for the question, but I'm not gonna opine or weigh in on the ongoing investigation into this thing. I just can't do it. So I appreciate that. Our focus and our main focus is finding MJ and bringing him back to his family, and that's where we're at right now. Search and rescue operations, and we're going to continue doing that. So thank you.
And you mentioned canine teams coming in. Were some canines brought in from out of state as well?
Well,
Yes.
yes, they were.
We've got canines, had at least 10 specific canine teams from at least 3 different agencies. I'm sorry, could you step up the podium for just a second there? Sorry. We've had at least 10
That's a lot.
separate canine teams.
That's a lot, guys.
3 different organizations that span from coast to coast.
Thank you, Brian.
That's no joke.
Can you touch on more about what these outside agencies are able to bring to this case?
The blonde is Brandy's sister, yes.
Gosh, thank you for the question. These outside agencies bring everything to the case that I can't. Manpower, resources, equipment, I mean, everything. I mean, the city of Fruitland, we're a small city. You know, we've got 12 officers out here beating the street every day. So bringing these experienced, qualified people into these investigations for us it's just completely incredible, and it's huge for us. The City of Fruitland Police Department we can continue to support our community and handle those calls for service that we need to, while adding support to this team here as we continue this investigation. Yeah, it's incredible. So.
Has any additional equipment been brought outside from the Fruitland Police, like with these agencies?
I don't understand your question. So any other equipment? So we do have drones that have been brought in from the Meridian Police Department. We have an Idaho State Police drone, as well as a Payette County drone and a Sand Hollow Fire drone, all of which are pretty sophisticated, and they have FLIR capabilities, and we are continuing to use those as we search.
And just for the people that aren't familiar, could you explain what FLIR is?
I swore
There is forward-looking infrared thermal imaging.
Tyler got green at one point.
We put that up there. We like to primarily do that in areas where it's a little bit cooler, so maybe in the morning or late at night, where we can get a little better signature or heat signature on those devices. And so we're continuing to do that. It's a great resource. So.
And is there anything you can release about? Was there any indication of a direction of travel or a direction that Michael might have gone? Or
They're holding on to each other. They're about to fly away.
You know, I will tell you that he was last seen there on Southwest 9th. We're still trying to pin down some direction to travel, but I don't have that. You know, our goal is to find him, and we're going to continue hunting. And I will tell you that everything is on the table on this. Okay, so we're going to continue our search and rescue efforts. And I appreciate you guys. I thank you for being out here today. And having said that, would the family like to speak to this at all? No.
I just want to
Listen
thank
up.
the community and all the enforcement agencies that have been continuously, tirelessly looking for him. And anybody that has any information, please contact the Fruitland PD. We just want our monkey home. We just miss our baby and we want him home.
Anything helps. Anything. Okay. Thank you, guys. All right. With that, we'll conclude. I thank you for coming.
All right, guys. So that was July 30th. And I'm sorry, excuse me, July 31st. And this conference struck me. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. The behaviors to me are a little odd. But you know what? Everybody has their own way of dealing with trauma, right? Whatever that trauma is. Hey, Brianna, I'm glad everybody's coming in. I didn't see any. I know the volume's low. I'm sorry, guys. It's because the volume was low during the press conference. So, sorry, I can't help that one. I've turned up everything that I can. But anyway, I think that it was a little odd. I don't want to sway anyone to feel a certain way about anything. That's just my opinion on the matter. There was one point that he was really shaken up about the Snake River comment. And again, I'm not trying to put anybody's, I'm not trying to sway anyone. This is what I observed. All right.
And with that, I'll stand. They have trained, asking for the public to stay out of those areas and let us search those with these in these areas that we have been for the last
Sorry, I had to find it.
3 days now. So we're asking for the public to stay out of those areas and let us search those with these certified search teams. They're professionals. They know what they're looking for. A lot of times when we recruit civilian help, they miss things.
Right there.
And so where we
I just thought it was interesting.
And such an important goal to accomplish, we don't want to miss a thing.
Miss Rubug, yes.
Pieces of ground inch by inch with trained searchers who know what they're looking for. And they have canines that accompany them that are trained and certified as well. So we're just asking the public to help us out that way. Let us work through this with trained professionals. At the end of this, if we still find nothing, we may recruit the public's help in another mass area search down the road. But that'll be down the road, and that is an as-needed event. Okay? Thank you.
Ooh. I want you to... I'm sorry I just saw this for the first time, but when he's talking about down the road, hold on. I really want to go back over that. I just caught something for the first time. Tyler makes my skin crawl. Carla, I mean, I just feel like he's hiding some, information. That's just how I feel. Sorry, it's loading. I don't know what's going on. I have too many Google Chrome things open. That's my problem. That's funny. It's because I research a lot of my time. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the latest press release. Okay, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty because I have videos. Okay, I have videos for every day starting tomorrow of timeline sections. We're going to start with the day before Michael went missing and some of the recordings from people around the family, the babysitter, which I think is important to actually go over real quick. Jen Hanna is the babysitter. And I'm going to show you a picture of her at a vigil that she hosted for Michael. She got that all together. Let me pull that up. So she got all of the vigils together. We have talked to her multiple times. She is very distraught. She had to move to California recently because of all of the hate that she got. Because, people who don't know anything about the case automatically assume, even though Brandy and Tyler are not cleared, and even though law enforcement has said, it's not an abduction, it's highly likely of an abduction, which is not a confirmation. It just means that it's highly likely. Now, abductions come in many forms: stranger, family, and sometimes both. It's kind of weird. It could be a planned abduction. It could be a kidnapping. Kidnappings can be parental, stranger. It all depends on the wording, but it's not confirmed. All right. And people think that law enforcement has said that, and that is not true. So anyway, when people believe what is not true, they automatically assume that the person who was closest to Michael the day before, which was Jennifer Hanna, she was the babysitter, or the nanny, people automatically assume she was the one. And she's not cleared either. No one is. So she sure could be complicit too. I'm just saying that that's not what law enforcement said about the parents or anyone for that matter at this point. I wonder the respiration rate on both of them during that shit show. Facts. Really wish behavioral expert would comment on these two at this conference. That's, I'm not a big fan of behavioral panels like that, but it is interesting. Like, I'll watch them, but everybody's so different. And when parents are on drugs, which they've all admitted to, Summerwell's parents, as well as Brandy and Tyler, it's hard to say. It's hard to say how they would react if it were a non-drug day. I don't know. So, and they're not going to be, in my opinion, I'd hope that they weren't on drugs during a behavioral panel, so it kind of skews it. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just me. So I'm going to play a recording while I'm trying to get this video up. Maybe I can get another article. There we go. It's hard to see her. I will say that. I'm sorry. But for some reason, the picture that I have of her at the vigil isn't pulling up. So Jennifer Hanna's right here. That was the babysitter who watched the youngest two. Buggy is the youngest. She is, 2? Maybe 3 now. Michael was 5. And then you have the 2 oldest kids. Now, the youngest 2 are Tyler's kids, right? The oldest 2, and we're going to call them Buggy and Ben. Buggy is the oldest daughter, and Ben is the next, which he is, I can't remember, 12, 11, maybe. So anyway, so it's Buggy, Ben, Michael, and then, I'm so sorry. Let me start that over. I've already confused myself. The eldest is Blue, not Buggy, Blue. She is a teenager. Then it's Ben. Then it's Michael. Then it's Buggy. Michael and Buggy are Tyler's, and Blue and Ben are James, the ex. So I'm sorry about that. So if I'll put it on a little like screen and edit this later. But anyway, so 2 kids with the ex, James, 2 kids with Tyler. Oldest to James, youngest to Tyler. And the reason why Jennifer Hannah babysat the youngest 2 was because Tyler and Brandy worked and their shifts overlapped so that they weren't home because of their shifts. And so Jennifer Hannah would come in on those days and watch for however long she needed. And she was there the day before Michael went missing. They painted rocks. And I'll play a recording on that. Because Brandy and Tyler are hiding their lies. Mr. Eve, I swear, he's my husband. And he honestly could not wrap his head around like true crime or anything. He's not into it like I am. But when he started actually listening one day out of nowhere, he was like, that ain't right. That ain't right. And I also asked him, I was like, what would you do if this was the situation flipped where I was Tyler, you were Brandy or whatever? And he was like, I would throw you under the bus in a heartbeat if you couldn't keep your shit straight for Toddler Eve. Toddler Eve is our child. Same. I do the same. I love you. But, sir, kick rocks in prison if you did something wrong, or if you can't, I'm going to interrogate the shit out of you all day, every day until you tell me. So that's the thing. So tomorrow, it's going to be really heavy on the day before Michael went missing and a little bit into the children and where they were. All right. And then we're going to open panel up and discuss any questions that people have. But that's Jennifer Hannah. Let's jump into it.
The CBS 2 Adventure Weather Team.
Giving you a
Yeah. Got to get through this ad, guys. Lauren, was he truly at camp that day? Yes.
Delivered.
From what we know from Brandy, CCTV footage did see her walking, and as well as other sources too.
Just like at the top of the newscast, we are staying on top of this developing news tonight. People in Fruitland are refusing to give up hope for a 5-year-old boy who's been missing since Tuesday evening. CBS 2's Trevor Fay is live in Fruitland. He has the very latest tonight.
Well, Natalie, as we were saying earlier in the show, the Fruitland Police Department is going to be holding a press conference tomorrow at 2 p.m. just down the street behind me here at Fruitland City Hall. Now, what I do know is that they were conducting investigations earlier this afternoon, looking through people's cars and checking their license plates to see exactly who was passing in and out of Michael's neighborhood. Now, let's take a look at Michael's picture. This here is Michael Vaughan. He's just 43 inches tall and weighs 50 pounds. He was last seen wearing a blue Minecraft t-shirt with dark blue boxer briefs, and he answers to the nickname of Monkey. He lives near the corner of Southwest 9th Street and Arizona in Fruitland, where, as I said, police were conducting a search, taking pictures of license plates and asking how many people were in each car. Anyone with information about Michael is asked to call the Fruitland Police Department using the number here on the bottom of your screen. Fruitland Police are holding that press conference, as I said, tomorrow at 2 p.m. right here at Fruitland City Hall. And another good thing to mention is that many folks are conducting their own investigations, trying to find Michael anywhere that he might be in the town of Fruitland. But police do ask that you just respect people's privacy and their private property, and make sure to get permission before looking through private yards and residences. Reporting live in Fruitland, Trevor Fay, CBS 2 News.
Trevor, thank you.
So I tried to look for that picture of Jennifer. I don't want to oust her, but anyway, she did all of the vigils, and it says here, when was this? Saturday, July 31st.
Paul. Now, what I do know is that they were conducting...
Hush, Trevor. Thank you, though. So Jennifer Hannah is speaking on behalf of Michael's family, and she helped organize the prayer circle. Much stress is being placed on her during the investigation, but she continues to thank the community for all their help in trying to find Michael. This whole community has come together and has been absolutely incredible with their support, Hannah says. Michael's parents are hurting badly, and Hannah thanks people for respecting their privacy during the search. Although the experience will continue with the family for the rest of their lives, right now, bringing Michael home is the only thing that matters. His mommy needs him, Hannah said. His daddy needs him. Papa needs him. Papa is Bob Vaughan, Tyler's father. That's who Brandy and Tyler and the kids live with. Robert or Bob Vaughan. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Trevor. See if I can get a picture of her. Now, this visual was at the splash pad that we all hear about, which is one street up and to the right. Let me see if I can find her. There she is. Woohoo! Finally. Right there. Right there. So that's Jennifer. And I'm assuming that these are just community members over here. Now, on day 2, we will be going over searches. So I've got a timeline of searches that I have found from news articles, and we're going to really get into that and some of the pictures, like who is this and who is that, because sometimes you could see people that you didn't think about before. So we're going to go through that. Let me catch up a chat real quick. I'm telling you, they've said their goodbyes a year ago. How can a person not still be in tears looking at the face every day if he was missing? That's fair. That's fair. I forgot to look at these other pictures. I don't see Brandy and Tyler at this one at all. And I didn't see it at the other one either that she held. But, you know, to be fair, it's chaos, right? In the first, at least, few weeks, to say the least, during your child's missing criminal investigation, by the way. It's a criminal investigation. So let me go and get the recording of kind of what Jennifer was saying about the day before. All right. Dope soul, don't get blessy cheeks. All right. So she's going to talk about painting rocks, and let me know if you can hear this. Floating, sorry. Skip over some things, guys. Can y'all hear this? Very well?
We were out the door. I was on the freeway by night.
It's kind of muffled. I'm sorry. I thought I got a better version of this. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Hold on. Anyway, I'll try to transcribe it as best as I can. Let's just get into it.
Shortly after 7:30 when they started at 6:30, 8 p.m.
Hi, Jennifer?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can.
Awesome.
Let me turn this down just a little tiny bit. My new phone is literally in the mail. Let me go all with the kids. They had been in and out, like, roughly up to the time of disappearance and everything like that.
Sure.
Okay, so from my understanding, Tyler was home with the kids. They had been in and out to the backyard playing all day. You still hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it went dead silent for a second. I have to worry about my phone sometimes. So Tyler had Brandy had started her day about probably 12:30. Let me go all the way back to the beginning. She had taken her oldest daughter to one of her school functions. I can't remember if it was like drill or band or something like that. So Kira left first thing in the morning with her mom since the day started. I say first thing in the morning. That household doesn't.
So I want to clarify something. It's called color guard, where you have the girls and guys that dancing with the flags. So that's what she was talking about. Brandy had started her day out taking her in the morning to color guard, which she was confirmed by a few people, including Brandy, that she was there all day. Just wanted to let you know.
Usually wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning just because of the crazy shift. So Brandy took Kira over to school, dropped her off on her way to work. Tyler was with the two youngest ones all day, and there's some
So
parts that I
Tyler was
have
with
to
the two
edit
youngest
out.
ones.
But basically, for the most part, they had a normal day. Monkey had set up his cars and trucks in the shop and made a makeshift racetrack that day. And they spent a lot of time in the shop, especially like when the baby's napping and stuff. They
Sorry.
have a camera monitor that monitors everything that happens in the bedroom. Unfortunately, it does not record. If it did, things would probably make more sense.
So there was a baby monitor or a camera monitor that monitors everything that happens in the bedroom. All right. Unfortunately, it does not record. If it did, things would probably make more sense. So that's when somewhere during the day, Tyler, Monkey, and Buggy, remember, the two youngest ones of Tyler's and Brandy's, and the baby went into the house and they were watching TV. So they had been in and out of the house all day playing and things like that. And then that's when Tyler was getting ready to order dinner, probably around, this is what she knows at this time, guys, by the way, really close to 6:30. Now I'm going to tell you, does this stuff change a little bit? Absolutely. Why? Because this is information that she gathered and received, some of it, from Brandy and Tyler. So when I'm just going to be blunt about it, when they turned on her, and I can kind of understand some certain things that happened, but when she became kind of suspect from Brandy, things really got ugly. And then she started to think about things and her actual version of events and looking at the facts, looking at her phone records, looking at the time. And then things did change when she realized, oh shit, that's not true. So, because people were asking her, just like they were asking Brandy and Tyler questions about the timeline. People were asking everybody, especially Miss Hannah, because she's a little quirky and kind of odd in that way that makes you kind of side eye. But nonetheless, it does change over time. But this is what she knows as of the time, right? And she'll explain a little bit more.
somewhere during the day. Tyler, Minty, and Dougie, the babies, went into the house and they were watching TV and stuff when Tyler was getting ready to order dinner, probably around really close to 6:30. And Brandy should have been getting off work about an hour and a half from there. So it would have put the pizza delivery right about the time she would have gotten home from work. He started to make the call, and apparently Becky had a massive blowout in her diaper, which is about right. The timing's all right. So watching them for 4 months, trust me, I used to love it when he would get home. She'd be like, okay, your turn. Send him the baby, and she'd drop her drawers. Like, okay, I'm out. Have fun. So, so
I know it's a little hard to hear. Sorry.
Kids were playing, either the blocks or cars and trucks, whatever toy. Buggy does not have. I think Buggy only owns that baby doll. She did at the time. She played with the trucks with her brother. She played with the blocks.
Okay.
Total little monster at that time. Great. So Tyler took her in back into the bedroom where the changing station basically is. And as soon as he finished cleaning her up, he finally got to finish ordering his pizza. I believe that call finished around 6:30, 8 p.m.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I believe the call started at 6:30, 8 p.m.
Okay. So here's the thing that, she would not know that specific information. She wasn't there. She didn't place the call. She doesn't have his records, his phone records. And I think here's the thing. The literal pizza debacle is what got me more involved than anything else at the time because I knew so little. When I heard about the pizza debacle, I made a video on it. Guys, it's changed so much about this pizza as we are trying to tighten the timeline that eventually you're going to hear a recording about, oh, that's right, per Brandy's words, oh, that's right, you ordered it online through the app. I mean, when I tell you during December, November, all the way up to March about this damn pizza debacle, how stout they were about the call to the pizza place, and then casually Brandy's recorded saying that it was actually ordered online, that's not funny. It's not funny. So, a lot of people were like, are you just fucking with us at this point? Which is possible. But that confirmation to square that all up was never sent, never publicly put out there. And she doesn't have to. Okay, she doesn't. But it would be freaking nice. And not only that, Tyler's call logs about the time he called 911 was wrong. She didn't want to provide just even a screenshot of the 911 call. And we found out that it was not the time that she stated Tyler called. So I just really want you guys to see and hear and open your mind, because I don't think it's funny if you really are messing with people who are really trying to help. Someone who goes out in the Texas heat, 107 degree plus weather, the last 30 days, sweating my ass off to try to find missing people. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not right. You could have just said bugger off, or we can't talk about things. But so why continue to lie? Do you think that it's because, law enforcement wants you to play with us while they take a whole ass year to not have any information? That's the thing. So I'm going to skip over to this little part about her, Jennifer Hannah's day with Monkey. All right. And I'm not going to continue the recording. I just wanted you guys to see that this is the recording that we have and this is where we're getting it from. Okay. It's, I think, at 10 minutes. And we'll go over all of this other stuff on another video because it jumps, you know, can't help it. Where's the rocks? All right. So here's where she says, we had just finished painting some rocks the day before. They weren't ready, and I still needed to write on the back of them and needed to glaze them. And we were supposed to go hide them with the twins. She was watching Twins at the time, who has met Michael. I saw a video of them going through a place, and they were having a ball. Anyway, the twins had just gotten home earlier that day, or they were coming home the next day. I was in a hurry. I was planning on picking up Monkey on Thursday and taking him out with his friends that were just coming back home. They would have just gotten home from Nevada to go hide the rocks. And well, we never got that far. They had finally gotten into a schedule in their lives where they weren't going to be needing me much very more, talking about Brandy and Tyler. Basically, there was going to be a coverage gap between like 11:30 to like 2:30. So Brandy would go to work at 12. Tyler would be getting off work at 2. So this is the gap. That's why she was there, because of that gap. So my hours were going to be drastically cut. Well, not that it matters, but my hours were going to be cut from basically nearly, I'd say 28 hours a week to roughly 8. So she's roughly spent about 30 hours a week with Michael and Buggy. All right. And then, you know, we had already decided that I was coming in soon and helping Monkey get ready for school. Who else? What other case do we know of who was getting ready for school? Summer. And she babysat for free, guys. Wow. I did not know that. I really didn't. I would be going and waking him up, having him start his day off earlier ahead of everyone else while Mama continued to sleep. Like I said, their day doesn't usually start until like 10, 11, or 12, you know, right before she has to go to work. And then she wants to get Blank and the other kids, her oldest kids, are there every other week. That's very interesting. For your day to not start until like 10, 11, or 12, just because you go to work at 12. Albertsons doesn't. Anyway, that's another day. I just thought that was interesting. Like, why are you waking up? My ass goes to sleep at 2 and has to get up at 9, like 8 or 9. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts. My day starts no matter when I go to sleep. And there's times where I push through and didn't go to sleep, right? So that's interesting. So she's kind of explaining her situation with them. So she was actually helping him get ready for school. So the 9th, August 9th, is when we were supposed to start getting him ready for school, which would give him 2 weeks to get adjusted from the time he disappeared to waking up early and going to school. Yeah. So she would, you know, watch them, as well as like if they wanted to go on a date, she would watch them. So there was trust there from Brandy and Tyler. Tyler had known Jen Hannah for many, many, many years. They used to go do trivia together and go hang out at the bar together, where I believe Brandy met Tyler originally. So, you know, she's saying, when was the last time you watched him? The day before he disappeared. You said that Brandy dropped off Kira for band, right? She was wrong about the time. It was earlier in the morning. But again, this is what the information that she was getting was from Brandy. We later found out that it was earlier in the morning because it started at 8, I believe, 7:30 or 8. So I just wanted to kind of give you, first of all, how I get information, where it's coming from. It's not just pulled out of our tickuses. This is from the closest people around Michael, including the parents, including, the babysitter who saw him the day before. We're not just lollygagging here and pulling things out of nowhere. These details are from the closest ones. Tyler was off the day of his disappearance, yeah. She wasn't scheduled to babysit, right? Maybe she never showed him Monkey was unsupervised. No, she was off that day. She was not scheduled to babysit. Sorry, missed it. What time did Jennifer Hannah usually get to the house? So let's look here. We're not going to get into Bob's. Not going to get into Bob's stuff. So I would assume it was, 11 o'clock dope that she got there? I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing like 11 or 10:30 to 4:30, and she had stayed a little bit extra to finish the painting of the rocks. And she said that she remembers kind of them being a little iffy or upset about Jen Hannah staying a little later than she was supposed to, like hanging around trying to finish up things. And I don't know why she said that, but she did. I know it's in here somewhere. I've been in the background watching since day one. Really got my attention, the hypocrisy between the cases. Yeah. So starting tomorrow, we are really going to hit it hard and heavy. I've got it down to 12-minute videos that we're going to start with and kind of talk about as I'm playing them. And then we're going to go through the 26th, the 27th, the day he went missing, and then everything that has transpired since then and the key important things we know. What has been said, what has been recorded straight from the parents and or, again, people closest to them, what the community feels, what they know, etc. Most parents say that, with absolute love, but maybe some snap or something, yeah. Ben was there that day. Wanted to put this out there. Ben is the second oldest. He was there that day, and allegedly he was just in his room playing his game. He was home all day until about 5:30. He usually sits at the kitchen table in the corner by the glass window and the front door windows and plays on his computer. All right, so he was there. Do we hear a lot about Ben? No, we do not. I think it's because he's a minor, and I don't like talking about any siblings of a child who goes missing. Unfortunately, there's times where you're going to have to do it. And I have seen Brandy multiple times talk about her children, and that's her children to do so as she pleases. But recently, Blue, the oldest, which is Kira, actually went on a live and spoke. So it's kind of like, okay, she's really putting them out there now, and it's strange. But anyway, I think we're going to leave it here for now. I don't want people to get overwhelmed, but I just want to recap. Brandy Neal, mother. Tyler Vaughan, father of the youngest two, Michael and Buggy. Brandy Neal's ex, James, is the father of the oldest two, Blue and Ben. Jen Hannah is the babysitter who saw him the day before. They were painting rocks. And I think that's a good cutoff point, because I don't want people, hey, Lulu, I don't want people to get too overwhelmed. We saw in the July 31st press conference with J.D. Huff that he said they were looking for someone around Cornwall Way. All right. And that's important to me. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that on the next live. And my parents, in my opinion, these parents are way more suspect. I mean, it's your right to feel that way. I want you guys to please, please, please go check out the playlist. If you can't get that link, just go to my page and go to my Michael Vaughan playlist and go through the videos that I have. Harsh Reality has an amazing lineup of information. He's a little more harsh than I am, but as the days go on, it's getting a little bit easier to follow suit. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. People, the Twitter Weasels and everybody who has supported the Twitter Weasels, thank you for being here as well and hearing the same thing over and over. But you know what? I hope you learned something new, even with the information we've gone over so much. I want to thank you all for being here again. Drink your water. Hug yourself, your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies, all the babies. Let's save the babies. Let's save these missing babies. And I will see you on the next live. I'm going to play a little video here as I exit stage left. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
But they said that the pizza guy was there at 7:15. Mm-hmm. That's so he got there before the 911 call with me? Because Tyler was somewhere else, so it's not like he would have known they were there.
No, I guess, because I thought it was a neighbor that brought the pizza inside. Tyler, at that point, had come back here, I guess, and gave the pizza to Ben, and Ben brought the pizza inside.
Oh. Jesus, Pete. Well, that'll be so nice when they can, like, nail down you guys, and then there's no arguing.
Brandy's here to answer questions, so if you got questions, request the mic.
Sounds fine by me. I'm here, like, what do you want to know? I will tell you what I can possibly fucking tell you what I know. If there's any rumors you want put to rest or anything like that, I will do my best.
Brandy wanted to clear things up because from the beginning she's been an open book, and everybody was, speculating and coming up with different theories and stuff, and she wanted to do this so that she could clear up and answer questions if she could to people that had questions. The pizza man.
Okay. Tyler ordered pizza at 6:40 p.m. Okay? He ordered from Domino's. There's a timestamp. It shows you on when you order your pizza what time you placed your order. He paid over the phone. The pizza person was interrogated. They went to Domino's. They talked to the owner. They talked to the pizza delivery driver. The pizza delivery driver.
Buffering, sorry.
dropped off the pizza somewhere between 7:15, 7:20, I think. I couldn't honestly tell you because people were screaming all over the place, and my neighbor, I'm pretty sure one of my neighbors, not sure which one, put the pizza in the house on the counter, and that's where it sat for 4 days. So yes, the pizza delivery boy has been looked into. We ordered from Domino's. There's a timestamp on the pizza boxes that says 6:40 when you place the call.
No, I guess because I thought it was a neighbor that brought the pizza inside. Tyler at that point had come back here, I guess, and gave the pizza to Ben, and Ben brought the pizza inside.
So you didn't call anybody. You didn't call anybody to come take our son. You didn't call anybody. That was just me. Your other call. Oh, you did your pizza online, that's right.
Oh, you're changing your story, Tyler. I don't like it.
That's right. Forgot about that. He didn't call to order pizza. He ordered it online. And yeah.
Since then, our investigators continue to work to determine just what happened during the time leading up to Michael's disappearance. We're continuing to work to determine that.
Well, Tyler's a fucking pothead and he's a man. So he's gonna fucking pay attention to Tyler.
Wait, Tyler was frustrated the day Michael went missing or when people were talking today?
The scenario of everything. Like, how the pizza got brought up.
Oh, so not the day Michael went missing, just for the YouTube channel.
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
He was like, do you understand? Like, I went in, I did this, this is, this is what he was going through it. And it frustrates him because it's hard.
Right.
And
So what did he remember that I don't have? Oh, I thought you said that Girl, you got to get it together. You said you would have been so proud of Tyler. I should have recorded it for you. He was remembering things and you say nothing.
well, he was going step by step of what he did. You don't have every step by step of what he did. That's
That's
what I'm saying.
I've been waiting patiently for it, and there was my moment, and it lost it.
Thank you for coming, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.